Hey guys, Ike here from Mike'sOutdoors.com. I'm here today to do a review on the Thrunite Archer 2A V2. This is an updated version of their original Archer 2A V2 version 2. This one has a little bit more user-friendly interface. It's got an updated LED in it. It's got a lot of really cool features to it. It's got a side switch on here for easier operation. You got your backlight. You got your side switch, so you can go your different modes. You got your first mode, which is called Firefly. You got your low, you got your medium, and you got your high. And I really like this for hunting for the different modes. One, I can switch it to the different modes very easily, but if I want to go in, I usually don't like to use a light. I usually like to have a good bright light for for trailing, and I like to have a good light for just walking in. When I get to my stand, just sorting through my bag and doing different stuff like that. So generally I keep a really good bright light in the truck, and I keep one that's pretty dull in my bag and on me. And there's times when I need more light, and it's nice to have this one because I can put it on this Firefly setting. I can put it on low, or if I need more light, I can amp it up a little bit very easily. That button's very easy to get to, activates very easily. And the nice thing about it too, if I've got it on Firefly, I turn this thing off. When I turn it back on, it's on Firefly. So I don't have to go. If I've got it on high, when I turn this off, it goes right back on to high. So I don't have to go through all of the settings like I do on one of my other flashlights that I've got. This is got a couple different features to it. This thing is made out of stainless steel. This has got a stainless steel bezel down on the end for defense and emergency applications. So I really like that. It's got a clip right here, which I really like because you can clip this right to your shirt, right to your bag, or wherever. It's got an orange peel reflector inside, and that makes it even brighter, and it really does. You really notice the brightness with that orange peel reflector in there. It also has an updated LED, which when I first seen this thing, that LED's tiny in there. And I didn't know how bright it was going to be. And I mean, this thing is super bright. It's got an ultra clear tempered glass lens in here. So really nice lens on there as well. Nice to have a good tough lens, because generally that's what's going to take most of the abuse, is going to be your lens. It's also got this nice shroud out here to protect your lens a little bit. You know, it's going to give you a little bit. It's not just the lens right out there on the end. So you got a little bit of protection there as well. It's got a premium Type 3 anodized, hard anodized finish on it, and this thing is tough. I mean, and I got it. I'm using it like a dang sander, and it's absolutely fine. I can take my knife, and I mean, I'm not putting a lot of pressure on this, but you can see it's absolutely fine. So good, high quality finish on this thing. U-shaped group at the tail for easy activation, so I really like that as well. You know right where the button is. You don't have to be feeling around for the button. That groove, your thumb fits right in it, and your groove is right there. You know every time that where your thumb's going to be and where it needs to be. Overall, just a fantastic light. Good comfort to it. Really like the comfort on this thing. It's really small. And just fits in your hand really nice. Now this has an LED in it. This is a Cree XPL V6 LED, and this has a lifespan of 20 years. So that's very nice. 20 years of runtime. So that's a pretty good amount of runtime, considering it's got 450 lumens. I mean, 450 lumens is really bright. We're going to show this thing in comparison to some of the other flashlights that I've got, and you're going to see just how bright this thing is. So working voltage on this is 0.9 volts to 4.2 volts. It takes two AA batteries. Maximum beam distance is 130 meters, which I really like that. Impact resistant. You can drop this thing. I'm sitting here banging it on my desk. You can drop this thing on the ground up to 2 meters, and it's still going to operate. Just fine. So you can see this thing's going to take some abuse. You can see I'm just going to drop it on my desk, and this thing is remarkably tough. And I mean, that's what how many times have you guys been out in the woods, been hunting, and dropped your light out of your tree stand. So impact resistant up to 2 meters, which is pretty nice. Waterproof to 1.5 meters, which we're going to show you that in just a minute. Weight 75 grams without the batteries, and dimensions 160 millimeters in length, 23 millimeter diameter on the bezel, and so just a really nice small compact flashlight. So we'll take it over. I'm going to take it, I'm going to throw it in some water and show you guys, you know, how waterproof it is and how well it works, and then we'll just take it outside and show you guys how well this thing does in each different mode. Okay, so we just got a pan of water here, and we're just going to drop this thing in. You can see it's completely submerged, and the first thing I notice about it when I submerge it is there's no air bubbles coming up. So that means to me that the cavity in here is not allowing anything to get in. And you can see right there, there's our firefly mode. There's low, medium, high, or well, oh, sorry, I got my modes wrong. Low, medium, high, and the thing works absolutely fine. And this is not the first time this has been in the water. So, waterproof, pretty rugged, pretty durable. And one of the things that I worry about when it's submerged in water like this is actually compressing the switch, because that to me offers an opportunity to get water in there inside the switch. So you can see no problems whatsoever when getting this thing working while it's in water. Okay, so I got a couple different flashlights here to compare to the Archer A2V2, and the first one here is, I'm going to step back behind the camera, but the first one here, all these lights came from out of my pack, and these are the ones that I use every day to get to my tree stand, to trail deer, and everything like that. The only one that wasn't in my pack was the big light, and so I'm going to show you what this is. This is the light that I use to get to and from my tree stand usually, and there is it. It's only got one setting right there. That's the setting on it. That's the low setting on the Archer. So you can see, very comparable, the brightest setting of this one versus the lowest setting on the Archer. Alright, so the next one I've got here is actually a headlamp that I use, and this one's actually this is pretty bright. This is a pretty good light, and you can see there's the bright on it. We're going to compare it to about the medium on the Thrunite, on the Archer. You got my brightest light, and this is a headlamp. So its brightest setting is about even with the mid setting on the medium setting on the Archer. So our last light here is actually a handheld spotlight. You can see there, this is a battery powered spotlight, and it's got a couple different settings on it. There's setting number 1, there's setting number 2, which is the low setting. I'm going to move it back to the high setting, and you can see in comparison to the high setting on the Archer, we got the high setting on our spotlight, and you can see the high setting on the Archer. The high setting on the Archer casts just as far. I can see the tree line back there with this just barely, and I can see almost to the tree line with the Archer. And the Archer has a bigger, wider area that it's illuminating. So focused, it's a nice focus beam. This is the light I usually use for trailing deer. So here's our new light, or here's the Archer. And the last setting I'm going to show you on the Archer, I don't have a comparison for it, and that's the Firefly. You can see right there, there's the Firefly setting. Very, very small, very nice little light. As far as getting stuff in and out of your pack, it's going to be excellent for that. And you can also see the reflective inside the lens here when I shut this off. You can see how it's kind of glowing green. That's the reflective material in the lens. Alright, so that's the Archer A2V2 from Thrunite. Excellent light. I mean, this thing is tough as can be. I've dropped it, I've put it underwater, I've shown you the comparisons to the other flashlights. This is going to be an awesome flashlight for your hunting applications and for tactical applications as well, for a few of you guys out there that are into the tactical side of it that do watch my channel. I've carried this thing in my jacket a couple times. It's lightweight, it's small. I got a zipper pocket right here. I can tip this thing up, put it right there, and you don't even know it's there. And this is a very similar coat to my hunting jacket. So got the clip on it. You can clip that, you can turn that clip either way you want, so you can clip it right on your shirt, right on your jacket, right on your bag, whatever. And with the different settings on this thing, you've seen it took 3 different lights to do the things that this Archer A2 V2 did, and those lights didn't actually even do it as well. I really like this A2 V2 for not only getting to my stand, but when I get there, I've also got enough light I can see what I'm doing. If I need more light, I can just change the setting. If I need to blood trail a deer, I can put this thing on high and I can blood trail a deer with it. And it's tough as can be, and I have absolutely no complaints about this Archer 2A V2, and just an absolutely kick-ass flashlight. Just absolutely cool. It's great to look at, it's great to use, and just I'm thoroughly impressed with the Thrunite Archer 2A V2. I may have been saying a name along a little earlier, but this is the Archer 2A V2, and we'll put some links below. They've also asked, I don't normally do it, but they've also asked that I put some links to where you can buy this. This is about a $45 flashlight, which, if you guys are like me, some of these flashlights down here that I've got didn't cost 45 bucks. But if I add all the cost up, they're going to be more than this flashlight. They're going to cost me more than 45 bucks. I know one of those lights was about 30 bucks, so you add the other 2 in it, and I've exceeded the price of this, and this is going to do everything that those are going to do, and it's a heck of a lot tougher. So check this out at the links below, and if you want to buy it, you can go to any one of those links and you can purchase this flashlight. Just an excellent flashlight, and I don't think that you'll be disappointed. So check it out for sure. The A2 V2, or the 2A V2, Archer 2A V2 from Thrunite. And for more product reviews and how-to videos, be sure to check out our website, ikesoutdoors.com. Appreciate you guys watching.